This is Asa Leveaux. This is episode 2, and this is Black and Queer. Like I said, episode 2. And this is meant to be a video diary, video journal to talk about my life being black and queer as it comes. So, yeah, so this is the second one. And this is also to get my mind or my thoughts around the book that I'm writing currently called Black and Queer. That, yeah, I'm working on it right now. So, right now, I'm in my office, or what I refer to as my money space here in Oklahoma. And today is business wise as far as what I have to talk to you about today. So what that means is getting notifications. What that means is up until 2 days ago, my moniker as far as what I do for people in the world, how I make a living and all of that, it has been America's leading clarity coach. That's what I've been up to. And as America's leading clarity coach, I offer clarity to entrepreneurs and I help them make their next $10,000 in business. That's my thing. That's what I've been saying for a while now. And I've been clear about that. At the same time of having that particular title, I have I've have parts of me that I've been siloed. So in one silo of myself is entrepreneurship and entrepreneur development. And that looks like a division called Genius Academy, right? And so within that, I train entrepreneurs, even intrapreneurs, which are entrepreneurial minded people within organizations. So I train them and coach them as well. And then I have a nonprofit arm called Queer School. And Queer School serves as a collection of master classes for the LGBTQ community. I've been doing Genius Academy for about since 2012, and then I've been doing Queer School for almost 2 years. So, and these are two passionate parts of who I am. Well, I decided to go. I've been going to a mastermind for about over a year, and it meets every week. And so if you don't know, a mastermind is when you actually form a group, usually of three or more individuals, and the thought is that everyone is a master at something, so they can bring value to the group. And it was my turn to sit in the proverbial hot seat. So in a mastermind, somebody at one time or another gets the attention focused on what they desire for themselves. And so my desire for this time was I desired more coaching clients. I love coaching. That's even though I'm a speaker, even though I'm a writer, I write blogs, I've written articles, written books, all those things, I really like coaching and I desire more of it, even though I have clients already. And so they asked me a lot of questions, really great questions, like you guys been thinking, like go y'all. And once that took place, all the questions were clear, and then the next thing was offer me something to make me think or give me advice. And so the result was they were like, Asa, we feel like you're not vocalizing who you are meant to serve, like who's your ideal client. I said, I get that. I actually tell my clients that they need to do that for themselves. And they need to do that for themselves. Like, make sure that you understand who you are meant to serve. Like, you don't know, you can't talk to everyone. If you're selling T-shirts and you say your T-shirts for everyone, that means you're talking to no one. Because the same way you would approach a 14-year-old Asian female is going to be different from the way you approach a 60-year-old black male. It's just different. And I understand that. And so I said, okay, I hear you guys. And they said, well, tell us about that. I said, well, can you ask that in a different way? Well, tell us about the common denominator of your most delicious coaching session. Like, what was it about those coaching sessions that made you come alive? And I was like, you know what? The thing that makes, I'm thinking about it, the fact that they're queer, like a large part, over the years, a large part of my clientele have been queer individuals. So that's either, the whole LGBTQ plus umbrella, lesbians, gay people, bi people, like trans people, literally have been in front of me and I've helped them. And the reason why, I had to ask myself, like, why is that? You can't just say that and then add not a why. So the reason why is because oftentimes when someone who represents themselves as straight or heterosexual, I often dial myself back in an effort not to disrespect, not disrespect, in an effort not to make the other person uncomfortable with everything that I am and everything how I am. And with a queer person, I'm just very easy. Yeah, like easy like a Sunday morning. Like I'm easy. It's just everything just flows. Of course, I still give quality content and advice and support and action steps to any person that comes before me. But as far as the energy of the session, I can tell a very different feeling when I coach a queer individual versus when I coach a non-queer individual or a non-queer individual that represents themselves in that way. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize I like coaching queer people. This is something. And I was like, okay. And they're like, well, what does that mean? I said, I would like to coach queer entrepreneurs. And it was kind of like a what? Like a what moment. Like that happened. Like that's a thing. And I believe that I've been running from it because I've had Genius Academy over here, Queer School over here, and it just makes sense to bring those two passions together. Now, I say again, it doesn't mean that I don't value other entrepreneurs, that I'm not willing to work with them. It doesn't mean that at all. It means I'm going after one specific type of entrepreneur, but accepting any that come. Going after, accepting. Because when you go after, it doesn't mean that you're denying services to anyone else that may come, because that's just not real. If anyone thinks that, they made that up. So that's what's happening. So I say all that to say I started off 2 days ago being the moniker of America's leading clarity coach, and now that has transitioned into being America's #1 queer entrepreneur coach. And I must say, I love the idea. I love just boldly stepping into that. And I like the fact that I can tell you guys about it right now. So you're seeing it happen live. Well, no one's seeing it happen live yet. Because no one's viewing yet. But we'll see how this goes. But that's all I wanted to tell you guys, to give you an update on that and to say hello. So I hope you guys are having a great day or evening, depending on how you're viewing this. And that's all. Hope you guys have a great smile and moment. Bye bye.